It's a pleasure and honor to have here to the Italian Hospitality Investment Conference the Chief Development Officer Europe and North Africa Premium Mid-Scale Economy, Philippe Bijaoui. It's a very pleasure, and I definitely start with the first question. It's about a trend in the development strategy of major group. During a recent conference held in Berlin, one of your competitors, I don't say who, said that in the end, I just quote it, in the end it's a market share game. Some of these great small individual brands can deliver much better brand promises and brand experiences than some big brands. And this is a sort of admission, but it's also add, sooner or later, though, they will also consolidate in some form and join a big partner with market share power. How much do you agree with him, also considering that Accor has recently launched a pair of soft brands like Emblems Collections and Witten Collection, and Witten Collection is also already present in Italy. And as it's obvious, it is in a soft brand that the world standard is missing. So, which is your opinion about this trend and your approach to partnership with small and medium enterprises, hospitality enterprises?
Good afternoon, Massimiliano. First of all, I have to say, since I landed in Rome, I have a smile in my face. It's always a pleasure to be in Italy. And our intention to grow in the country are great. So
you are lucky not to have been in Milan. I just come from Milan, and it has been raining for 1 month and a half. So
in a row. Oh no, Rome is much better. So almost the answer is in your question. Of course, I cannot disagree with my competitor, because we started doing that and acquiring small brands in order to grow them, to learn. In IB style, we learn from them, and when we develop the new brand standards of this brand, we integrate something which was a little bit absent for our traditional brand, is the experience. And the more we go, the trend is to provide experiences rather than a commodity. Than a product. This is what the standardization is less important. When you say the brands, the word standard is absent from the collection brand. The word experience is very much present in this collection brand, because even though the hotels don't look alike, but we try to have a consistency in the experience of the guest. In every hotel, whether it's the handwritten in Italy, in Alba, for example, that we are about to open, or the handwritten we just opened in Paris, you will find similarity is the guest experience.
Yeah, but well, I'm just guessing. Well, if you become part of a big group, somewhat we have. You become part of a great organization. Somewhat you have to confirm to this organization. How do you manage to keep the soul of these brands? I mean, because it's quite different to be a small company and to be part of a great organization.
It's the most difficult part. With regards to Mama Shelter and 25 Hours, for example, the founders of the brand, the creators of the brand, are still in the organization. They're still there. They're still involved in order not to lose and the heart and soul of each of these brands, and make sure that the creator, the idea behind the creation of the brand remains there. Another thing is about handwritten collection. So this one is not a brand we acquired, it's a brand we created. We launched it in 2023, and the intention was a little bit for the Italian market or the South European market, because you have a lot of hotels in these markets with family-owned, where the name of the hotel is important,
with small numbers of room,
small number of room or bigger, but where there is a legacy into these hotels, which are beautiful actually, and we don't want to lose it by changing the name and put it one of our name and all that. So we launched handwritten collection last year. We already have 20 open in a year and a few months. And
2 or 3 in Italy?
3 in Italy in total, 2 to open and 1 already open.
Yes.
And in the rest of Europe, another 17, and another massive pipeline of hotels which are under opening, because we normally sign and open quite fast this type of hotel, because we don't want to redo the hotel. We want to to keep it actually as it is. So it's a great success, and the hotel owners of these hotels, they keep their heart and soul. They keep the experience that was provided over the years to the guest. At the same time, they have the strength of the distribution of Accor, 100 million members.
Of course, all the benefit of being part of the organization.
And it's a win-win situation. And this is what we like. In every development we do, we like to have a good balance between our partners and ourselves, and to end up with a win-win situation.
Well, just speaking about Italy, where do you believe you will be in Italy, let's say in 3 to 5 years? Where do you see the best opportunities, and what about resort, especially in the south? Are you thinking about it? Resort now is quite increasing and assets of increasing appeal in Italy. What about you? Are you thinking about them, or just not yet?
Not only we think about it, but we are very active in looking at the leisure market. So resort includes a lot of things. So let's talk
also
about
urban resort.
Leisure. The leisure market. The leisure market is growing. The demand is growing across Europe. In Italy, in particular, because the country is an open-air museum. Wherever you go from north to south, it's a beautiful country.
It's not much different in France.
Thank you. But with the coast, with the mountain, with the Sicily, Puglia, Calabria, everywhere you have beauty. And of course, it attracts leisure guests. And I think we are very well placed to welcome this leisure guest, and to bring to Italy a new type of guest in every destination. We are number 1 in Europe in terms of size by far, and we have a reserve of leisure guests that are looking for this type of destinations. So the ambition in Italy is to move where we have 80 hotels more or less today, is to have 100 hotels very fast and above, to be considered as a domestic brand, to be really present in the primary, secondary cities, and of course in leisure destinations. We're opening a Movenpick in Bari in the next few months, another one in Mondello. So you see,
But this is quite a change of mind, but not only of yours. I mean, every big companies, let's say 20 years ago, normally big groups are just looking mainly on business hotels, because they can grant revenues all the year long. With leisure tourism, you have to face seasonalities and so on. It's a big change of mind. I
totally agree. And more remarkably, it's also the investors, because we started as big hotel groups are saying, we want hotels open 365 days or 4, depending. And so it cannot be urban. You have to have a mix of clientele with tour group and all that, the usual things. And one of the reasons for that, because hotel investors, especially when we are asset light like Accor, hotel investors didn't buy other hotels than urban hotels.
Yeah,
since the last 5 years, they realized that the demand for leisure destination is big. There is urban hotels are great, but resorts hotels are fantastic also and can do very well, and they sell well. It's don't forget, hotel is real estate, and it's an asset class that works very well. So as soon as you can generate enough cash flow to cover to give a good return for investment, investors started looking at it, and now all of a sudden it's their top of their priority. And when I talk to our partners across Europe, they always come to me and say, "Oh, do you have anything in Italian coast, in Sicily?" And I say, "Oh, it's the same guy that 10 years ago told me I will never touch it."
The last question, we have just 4 minutes, so we're in time.
Well.
And just, the big picture that usually international groups have as of Italy, is to, they usually say it's very cumbersome from a bureaucratic point of view. It's a fragmented hospitality scenarios, as you have told, as you have just told, but it's not different from Germany, for example, till 20 years ago. So, is it changing somewhat in the last few years? And which is your direct experiences? Have you experienced any positive or negative experience?
In a nutshell, I would say that we are not directly affected by the bureaucracy because we are not developing the properties ourselves.
But somewhat with
but
your partner.
we support our partners, and we have adapted to support them, to be flexible with opening dates, because we know that in Italy sometimes the authorizations, the building permit are sometimes difficult to obtain. Don't forget, we are European. Accor. We come from France, and we're used to the European ways of doing business, and this is one of our legacy that we want to keep, to be European, to be Mediterranean, first of all. So we understand
so we can understand each other.
Exactly, very well. And we try to support that, but I feel there is it's improving very much in Italy. I think the administration understood how important our industry is for the country. It creates jobs, it creates wealth, it creates currencies, brings currencies into the country. So they want to facilitate, and after all, we create value, we create wealth. Especially, even if we take over an existing hotel, normally we renovate it. We branded hotel, they impose quality standards, fire life safety standards, ESG standard. Don't forget, we are bringing that also with us as a package. So it's to the benefit of the community. Jobs, sustainability, high quality, better rates, better occupancy,
destination development.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think the administration understands that they try to facilitate, especially for the big developments, to be a bit faster.